Walking is generally considered as a healthy exercise, and there are a lot of habitual walkers. Max Beerbohm, however, has a different view of the habit of walking. Going out for a walk is a delicately humorous essay on the vanity of going out for a walk. Beerbohm challenges the very notion that walking is a noble and productive exercise when it is done just for the sake of walking. The essay is written in the lighter vein. And Beerbohm's characteristic self-mockery is evident in his tongue-in-cheek comment that the essay was composed in the course of a walk, when the brain wouldn't actually do any serious thinking. We may also compare William Hazlitt's On Going a Journey with this essay. For Hazlitt, walking, or in fact journey, is one of the pleasantest things in the world, but he likes to do it himself. He can enjoy society in a room, but out of doors, nature is company for him.
Going out for a walk. Max Beerbohm. It is a fact that, not once in all my life, have I gone out for a walk. I have been taken out for walks. But that is another matter. Even while I trotted prattling by my nurse's side, I regretted the good old days, when I had, and wasn't, a perambulator. When I grew up, it seemed to me that, the one advantage of living in London, was that, nobody ever wanted me to come out for a walk. London's very drawbacks, its endless noise and hustle, its smoky air, the squalor ambushed everywhere in it, assured this one immunity. Whenever I was with friends, in the country, I knew that, at any moment, unless rain were actually falling, some man might suddenly say, "Come out for a walk," in that sharp imperative tone, which, he would not dream of using, in any other connection. People seem to think, there is something inherently noble, and virtuous, in the desire to go for a walk. Anyone, thus desirous, feels that, he has a right, to impose his will, on whomever he sees, comfortably settled, in an armchair, reading. It is easy to say, simply no, to an old friend. In the case of a mere acquaintance, one wants some excuse. I wish I could, but nothing ever occurs to me except, I have some letters to write. This formula is unsatisfactory in three ways. First, it isn't believed. Secondly, it compels you to rise from your chair, go to the writing table, and sit improvising a letter to somebody, until the walkmonger, just not daring to call you liar and hypocrite, shall have lumbered out of the room. Thirdly, it won't operate on Sunday mornings. There's no post out till this evening, clinches the matter. And you may as well go quietly. Walking for walking's sake may be as highly laudable, and exemplary a thing, as it is held to be, by those who practices it. My objection to it is that, it stops the brain. Many a man has professed to me, that his brain never works so well, as when he is swinging along the high road, or over hill and dale. This boast is not confirmed by my memory of anybody, who on a Sunday morning, has forced me to partake of his adventure. Experience teaches me that, whatever a fellow guest may have of power to instruct, or to amuse, when he is sitting on a chair, or standing on a hearth rug, quickly leaves him, when he takes one out for a walk. The ideas that came, so thick and fast to him, in any room, where are they now? Where is that encyclopedic knowledge, which he bore so lightly? Where the kindling fancy, that played like summer lightning, over any topic that was started? The man's face, that was so mobile, is set now. Gone is the light from his fine eyes. He says that our host, is a thoroughly good fellow. 50 yards further on, he adds that, is one of the best fellows he has ever met. We tramp another furlong or so, and he says that Mrs. A is a charming woman. Presently he adds that she is one of the most charming women he has ever known. We pass an inn. He reads vapidly aloud to me, "The King's Arms, licensed to sell ales and spirits." I foresee that during the rest of the walk, he will read aloud any inscription that occurs. We pass a milestone. He points at it with his stick, and says, Minster. 11 miles. We turn a sharp corner at the foot of a hill. He points at the wall, and says, drive slowly. I see far ahead, on the other side of the hedge bordering the high road, a small notice board. He sees it too. He keeps his eye on it, and in due course trespassers, he says, will be prosecuted. Poor man. Mentally erect. Luncheon at the A.S., however, sobs him and floats him in full sail. Behold him, once more, the life and soul of the party. Surely, he will never, after the bitter lesson of this morning, go out for another walk. An hour later, I see him striding forth, with a new companion. I watch him out of sight. I know what he is saying. He is saying that I am rather a dull man to go a walk with. He will presently add that I am one of the dullest men he ever went a walk with. Then he will devote himself to reading out the inscriptions. How comes it, this immediate deterioration, in those who go walking, for walking's sake? Just what happens? I take it that, not by his reasoning faculties, is a man urged to this enterprise. He is urged, evidently, by something in him that transcends reason. By his soul, I presume. Yes, it must be the soul that raps out the quick march. To the body, halt, stand at ease. Interposes the brain into a destination, it suavely asks the soul, and on what errand are you sending the body? On no errand whatsoever, the soul makes answer, and to no destination at all. It is just like you to be always on the lookout for some subtle, ulterior motive. The body is going out, because the mere fact of it doing so is a sure indication of nobility, probity, and rugged grandeur of character. Very well, Vargula, have your own way, Eula. But I, says the brain, flatly refuse to be mixed up in this tomfoolery. I shall go to sleep till it is over. The brain then wraps itself up in its own convolutions, and falls into a dreamless slumber, from which nothing can rouse it till the body has been safely deposited indoors again. Even if you go to some definite place, for some definite purpose, the brain would rather you took a vehicle. But it does not make a point of this. It will serve you well enough, unless you are going for a walk. It won't, while your legs are vying with each other, do any deep thinking for you, nor even any close thinking. But it will do any number of small odd jobs for you willingly, provided that your legs, also, are making themselves useful, not merely bandying you about to gratify the pride of the soul. Such as it is, this essay was composed in the course of a walk, this morning. I am not one of those extremists, who must have a vehicle to every destination. I never go out of my way, as it were, to avoid exercise. I take it as it comes, and take it in good part. That valetudinarians are always chattering about it, and indulging in it to excess, is no reason for despising it. I am inclined to think that in moderation, it is rather good for one, physically. But, pending a time when no people wish me to go and see them, and I have no wish to go and see anyone, and there is nothing whatever for me to do off my own premises, I never will go out for a walk.
Summary. Beerbohm begins the essay by saying that he is against the habit of walking. Even when he was a little kid, he regretted walking along with his nurse, as he did not have a perambulator. According to him, there are certain advantages of living in London. Nobody ever call you for a walk. The smoky air, the squalor and noise of the city, saves you from being taken out for a walk. But in the country, some foolish walkmonger may turn up at any moment, and ask you to come out for a walk. And excuses may not always save you from leaving the comfort of reading in an armchair. Admirers of walking hold it as a highly laudable and exemplary thing. But Beerbohm's objection to it is that it stops the brain. The walkmonger may claim that his brain never works so well as when he is walking. But experience has proved the opposite to be true. Even the most brilliant and witty walker loses his power to instruct or amuse as soon as he starts walking. The talk usually ends with dull gossip and reading notice boards. Beerbohm attributes this sudden deterioration in those who go walking for walking's sake to a conflict between the soul and the brain. The soul is something that transcends reason, and it issues the command quick march to the body. But the brain questions the soul's intention and wants to know where actually he is sending the body to. The soul can only answer to no destination at all. Now, the brain refuses to be mixed up in this tomfoolery, and goes to sleep till it is over. Beerbohm concludes by making his stand clear once again. He doesn't go out of his way to avoid exercise. He knows that, taken moderately, walking is rather good for one, physically.